GMS fam. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's happening, everybody? I see y'all in here already. Brim Dog, Lady Aries, Ben Slim. What's happening, everybody? What's going on? Yeah, man. It's a wonderful fucking Monday. We gotta get shit started, man. First and foremost, as always, I am hoping and I am stressing that you guys are having a great day and have positive energy and just got everything going on that's supposed to be going on in your life. All that negative shit is away from you. All the bullshit is away from you. All the naysayers, all the people that's telling you can't. I hope you not dealing with none of the motherfuckers and only dealing with positive energy. Hope y'all having a blessed Monday, man. Hope y'all getting to the money. Hope y'all getting to the success. Hope y'all are goal driven. That's what we about over here, man, when it comes to GMS. Welcome to the GMS Show. I'm your host, Black GMS. We got some things to talk about, y'all. Let me turn my mic up, man. We got some things to talk about. First thing I want to dive into that I definitely am very interested in chat getting their opinion in on this. Something happened last week. Not last week, but it wasn't that long ago, a few days ago. There was a discrepancy at a place called the We Spa out in California. Now, before I play this video, let me go ahead and blow this motherfucker up real quick. Before I play this video, I need y'all to know that what happened was there were women and young girls in the women's side, in the women's locker room of the spa, and there was somebody who proclaimed to be trans in that area, and they exposed their genitalia. Now, this is a confusing thing to deal with. Because for one, you got a society where if you say some shit that just sounds wrong or sounds like you're being a homophobe or you're discriminating towards people, anything like that, motherfuckers will jump on you and not even pay attention to what it is that you really like, the point you're trying to get across. Now, what I'm going to do here that a lot of people really don't do on social media is shed some common sense on the situation. If I'll put it to you this way. Let's just say the person who was on that side, this person who said they were transgender, a man who now is transitioning over to female, regardless if you are that or whatever it is, if you are grown and there are children around you, young underage kids, no part of you should want to be naked around them or expose any nakedness around them, whether he was a man transitioning to a woman or if he was just a biological woman. In my opinion, that's like if on the guy's side of the locker room and I'm here and I got a son and there's a dude in there who just decides, all right, I'm finna pull I'm be like, yo, hold, man, my son's over here, fam. Like, you can't try to, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I would feel. I think of it from a grown up to a non-grown up perspective. If I'm grown, I'm not going to want to even expose myself or think it's comfortable for me to be naked or expose any part of my genitalia in front of kids. Now, and that's the thing. He said, I mean, it's California. What they tripping? Ain't no kids in no spa, though. There were kids there. There were underage females in the locker room during this time. And I'm gonna play the video for you so that you guys can get better context and hear what happened. Somebody was clearly felt like this was a problem. And I'm gonna talk to you about the social media response, and of course all the people that feel like she was wrong or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna tell you why she's not wrong. Let's go.
We spot, so you don't. So it's okay. I just want to be clear with you. It's okay. It's okay for a man to go into the women's section, show his penis around the other women, young little girls underage. Your spa, we spa, condone that. Is that what you're saying? Like I asked. It's so he could stay there. He could stay there. What sexual orientation? I see a dick. It lets me know he's a man. He's a man. He is a man. He is not no female. He is not a female. He is not a female. Hold on. He is not a female, sweetie. Okay? Girls down there, other women who are highly offended for what they just saw. And you did nothing. Absolutely nothing. In fact, you sided with him. So we
what up, black man?
An agreement with men that just say they are a woman and they can go down there with their penis and get into the women's section. Is that what you're saying? What really? What law? What law?
What up, Sean Harris?
So women can go into the men's with their breasts. Okay.
This should happen there. We're not going to come back.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't come back either. Yeah, get your money back.
Everything.
You got a man with his penis talking about he's a woman. He ain't no woman. Yeah, give her money back.
Are you talking about a transgender person?
There's no such thing as transgender. He has a dick. Okay.
Oh, well then, okay, there we go. I didn't hear that part. But let's keep going.
Okay, he has a penis. His penis is hanging out. Okay, no, I'm not one. Actually, I'm a woman who knows how to stand up and speak up for my right. As a woman, I have a right to feel comfortable without a man exposing himself, okay? No, you go somewhere else. Okay, so that's right. No, he's not a transgender. He has
There was a
penis.
child there. If you don't think that they have children there is a child right there. They are in the spa, and they are about to go in there and be subjected to, I guess, someone who felt like they were supposed to be there because of their sexual orientation. But see, the thing is, this is where the lines get blurred. Now, this lady clearly has a problem with transgender people. She doesn't believe that transgender people transgender is a real thing. There are people like that out there. But I do not think she's wrong for not wanting to be in a space where anybody can expose themselves, expose their genitalia as far as male. I'm trying to say this right, because we're in a very confusing time. It's so hard to maneuver through this shit. I knew this shit was gonna be hard to maneuver through, but at the same time, we cannot be pulling no punches. We are in an era where people want to protect women, right? And people want women to feel more comfortable in society. She feels uncomfortable because she saw male genitalia from somebody who claimed to be transgender, and she felt uncomfortable by it. Are we now at a time where certain things trump the other, to where somebody can now not feel comfortable being in a space because of what has been told to them for their entire life, what was right and wrong, as far as, hey, this is the women's section, here's the men's section. You don't mix those two because of certain things. Now we have it to where, okay, transgender individuals are getting certain rights, and that is, I'm not against it. What we should do is, because we're making it this way, motherfuckers have to have their own shit so that stuff like this doesn't happen. Like, this is what, and then that's what I'm saying. He's like, she's out of control, but the spa needs to rules prior to this. Yeah, like, so now here's the thing, man. She clearly was She clearly was upset. And then it's like I sympathize with her on the simple fact that if I was there and I had my daughter there or something like that, and like my daughter was over there with her mom or something, and they, you know, all of a sudden somebody that said they were transgender went into the women's locker room. It's one thing if they got the whole shit done, you know what I'm saying? Where they actually have, now that they've gotten reconstructive surgery to fit to fully transition, is one thing like that, right? Where, even then, like I said before, I still wouldn't want any grown random individual exposing themselves while my kid is there. You're subjected to being disrespected at that point, just based off of how I feel, how I move. Because I wouldn't be around nobody's kid, whether it be a little boy or a little girl, and think that I'm just comfortable enough to get naked. Because if this was a guy in the guys' locker room with little boys, he would have been labeled as, rightfully as, a weirdo or a pedophile or something like that. Because I don't know anybody who will randomly, and this is what I'm saying, this is a random thing. These people don't know each other. So I'm not going to, whatever you identify as, it doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is common sense. These are children sitting around here, and if we're all sitting here, and I'm wrapped up, then all of a sudden you on this side decide to expose yourself, and I see something, my child sees something that she's not supposed to see as a child, I'm going to get mad as fuck. So we have to look at this from beyond the politically correct way. We have to look at it from a common sense standpoint, and basically, like you seen, the of course it was the one guy who came up to try to defend the situation, but wasn't in it. And I guarantee if he was in the same situation, like, I don't know what goes on in these public men's and women's locker rooms, because whenever I go in there, first of all, that was the one reason why I hated Lifetime, fam. I used to go to Lifetime, go in the locker room, the first thing I see is a motherfucking ding dong. And it's like, all right, you know, dudes be doing, you know, they that's how they move, they cool or they comfortable, whatever they trying to do, but at the same time, it's like, why are all y'all random motherfuckers so comfortable being naked around? It's one thing to be comfortable with your sexuality, that's one thing, but to be comfortable as hell around a bunch of random dudes all butt naked trying to take a shower collectively, that should only happen in prison, not willingly at Lifetime. Most of these niggas got showers at home. Am I tripping? Or is it something that has become so normal that motherfuckers just be like, oh, what is he talking about? Man, that ain't nothing. It's cool, man. I don't be looking at niggas. You ain't got to look at nobody. Somebody could walk right past you. Hairy ass cheeks and all. Unwarranted. I had to stop going. I was like, yo, if I go to Lifetime, I'm going straight to the gym to play basketball, and I'm leaving straight out. I don't want to go in no locker room. And that's not because I'm a homophobe or I hate gay people or I'm not comfortable with my sexuality, nigga. I'm straight, and why the fuck would I want to look at dicks all day in the locker room? That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to be around a bunch of niggas that range from the age of 30 to 65 walking around me butt naked. Exactly. Old white balls just walking around. Bro, come on, man. And it has nothing to do with niggas being homophobic or them hating gay people or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that whatsoever. It's a simple fact that if you are a straight man, what is the purpose? There's no purpose to me. Now, like I said, that's why, and that's another reason why I used to hate when dudes would bring their kids in the locker room with them, because it was 10 times out of 10, there'd be a motherfucker walking around with a schlong out. And now you got to subject your, from the range of, I don't know how old, how small, up to whatever underage age that they are, to a wrinkled dick You know what I'm saying? Brim said, let's go Wonder Man. Hey, dab up, dab up. Black Man America said, I identify as vaxxed. Bet they still won't let me get on the plane without really taking the shot. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. I just seen a video. And that's another thing, man. Speaking of identity and people trying to identify as something, there's a video of some lady or some dude. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what I don't know this person, so I don't know what they identify as. It looks like a woman, so I'm just gonna say a woman that is transitioning into being Japanese or Korean or some shit. Like, this person is from, I think, like some European country, and now they want to become Japanese or some shit. I don't know. But it's like that's exactly what people were in fear of that, telling motherfuckers that they can identify as whatever would send motherfuckers down a rabbit hole of just trying to be like, well, you know what? Today I'm tired of being black. I identify as white. Will you treat me as such? And I know it's not that shallow or that one-sided or that easy when it comes to shit like that. But like I said, the common sense of everything. You know what I'm saying? Why can't we move shit in a different way? Why are we trying to force certain things down people's throats? You don't have to force shit. And then on top of that, a lot of these places have the money to create an extra locker room or bathroom for people. And it's just for the simple fact, not even just for the people that feel uncomfortable. It's just like, yo, you're in a transition. You're in a transition. You can't be mad at someone who is in there with their child and you expose your genitalia, whether you did it on purpose or whether you was just doing it because you felt like you was in the right place that you needed to be and you felt comfortable. Whatever the case may be, it is never a good idea. Never a good idea. And I don't think anybody really thought about that because we're in an era where people are like, oh, something happened to a transgender or a gay person. This person is hateful. This person is a bigot. This person is clearly telling you in the video that there are children there. Whatever happened to save the children? Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to these all these people that wanted to talk about just basically how kids need to be protected and all type, and then once again, like I said before, talking about protecting women and making sure women is safe, making sure women feel comfortable in the space that they're in. But all that shit gets contradicted because of the way that society is built today. Everybody's so fucking confused about what the fuck is right, what's wrong, what they need to stick up for, what they need to talk about, to the point where motherfuckers are just saying fuck it, and I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say. I don't give a damn about who views me as this, who views me as that. I'm not here living for the internet. I'm out here living real life. That's what that's the point that people are gonna get to eventually, because ain't nobody about to sit up here and be politically correct for the rest of their life, because shit keeps getting contradicted every single day. People keep having mishaps and making shit and exposing holes in how people move, or how society is trying to have people move. Look, there's nothing wrong with being gay, lesbian, bi, transgender, whatever. But that does not exclude you from what's right and what's wrong. And what's right is not exposing yourself while children are present. That is the only point here. The only point here. I don't give a fuck what you identify as. I don't give a fuck if you are fully transitioned and now you cut the schlong off and you got a kuka. If you are grown and there are underage kids or whatever, don't do that. That's the point here. That is the point I'm trying to make here. Same with gun control. Yeah, you're right. AP, what's happening? He said, I identify as an OBGYN. He said, I identify as an OBGYN. Let me check you out, baby girl. Black man said, nobody ever speaks on the fact if there's gay rights, we must have straight rights. Everything has an opposite. Yes, but this is the way that the country is set up, man. The country is set up to always play one side when one side is hot. When something is profitable, when something is trending, when something is ongoing and is being talked about, they don't give a fuck how contradicting it is. They don't care about if it's unfair. They don't care about none of that. They will hop on behind it and make sure that every point every point comes across. Kid at Heart said, you know what this kind of talk reminds me of? I hate to say it, just a bit of segregation, but this way different is layered. Yeah, nobody kids should be exposed to that. Yeah, now that's another thing. This is modern day. I mean, regardless of whatever you want to call it, like modern day segregation has been going on for a long time. But this right here is one of those things where I feel like there needs to be more understanding from both sides. You know what I'm saying? I get the ridicule. I get all that. Of course I get it. I'm black. I get motherfuckers hating you for no reason. I get that. I understand it. So when you hear me talking about this type of situation, please understand that I understand the nonsense of hating someone simply because of the color of their skin or their sexual orientation, whatever that is. I understand that. But what you also have to understand is that that does not exclude you from being a person with common sense in society. I seen some shit that I was on Snapchat. I don't know how many of y'all got Snapchat, but when you look at people's stories, at the end of certain people's stories, ads pop up and shit, and you see ads. I remember a few months ago, I'm on Snapchat scrolling, looking at stories, and then an ad came across my Snapchat. And it was an ad that was showing I think it was a 8-year-old boy, 8 or 10, something like that, somewhere around there, 8 or 10 or 11-year-old boy who was transgender and now has a show or has something going on where people are following him to transgender pageants, and he's like doing basically it's a lot of sexual undertones, especially for a place that is all about saving the children and trying to stay away from pedophiles, which is crazy because another thing happened during all the Epstein shit. When all the Epstein shit was hot and everybody was talking about it in the first surface, Netflix dropped that movie with all the kids in it basically doing sexual dances and twerking and shit, little ass kids. Afterward, and then people were like, yo, you gotta watch the movie. No, the fuck we don't. Why? Why do we have to watch a movie of literal children, little girls, over-sexualizing themselves to get a point across? We already know shit like that happens. Why the fuck do we have to watch? Who made first of all, the person who directed that movie needs to be locked up. Because if you know anything that about movies and what goes into movies, multiple shots, they're directing these kids. These kids aren't just doing this stuff out here. They're directing them. There's choreography. There's wardrobe change. There's everything. Yet the movie was still made, produced, and put out to the public. It's crazy. AP said, if you had a trans son, how much would you support him? I support him wholeheartedly. And it's because I don't have a reason to hate anybody who is gay, lesbian, or transgender. And I'm also, out of that brainwash shit where I have to like hate people or be homophobic because that's how I was brought up. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people are homophobic because that's how they were brought up. It's not because they necessarily hate gay people. They were taught to hate gay people. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if that's one thing I think people forget too. It's like your parenting is in combination of how your child acts. Your parenting. So like if you are raising your child to be a good person, take care of their shit, you know what I'm saying? Raise them with common sense. Whatever it is they decide to be or identify as, that's cool as long as you're not out here fucking wilding, going crazy, or doing no stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not the type of person to be like, yo, I just found out my son's gay. Fuck that nigga, man. I'm not finna go cut gay in the side of his head and push the nigga around because I've been uncomfortable with it my whole life, which is another video that surfaced over the past week or few weeks, which is crazy to me. It's like that, and I don't think people understand the psychological shit that goes into that as well. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what it is, your child could be talking about they gay, or your child could be talking about how they ugly, or how they too black, or how they not black enough, or how their hair don't look right, or how they they fat, or that they too skinny. Whatever it is that is harboring your child is going to be something that mentally fucks them up during their lifetime. It's up to you as the parent of that child to try to seek them through whatever it is that they dealing with and let them know that shit is good. Your parenting has to be exceptional, has to be on point. And at that time, however you raise your kids, whatever they end up doing, you already know they're going to be good because you taught them well. You know what I'm saying? That's where I stand with it. He said gay. Shut up, nigga. Yeah, what up, JR? What's happening, boy? Yeah, hit the like button, man. Hit the subscribe, hit the bell if you haven't done that yet. Black man said, white people are repeating the Roman times. Hollywood is gay. The Catholic preachers are gay. Politicians are gay. All friends of Jeffrey Epstein, yet they keep preaching equality. That, and also just the fact that a lot of those people just say stuff to say it. Like I said, when it's profitable and when they see that something is going to benefit them, they'll hop on the train of anything. It don't matter. These people are anything ass people. They'll do anything to keep money coming in. People that ain't even gay will pretend to be gay, or people that really hate gay people will act like they like gay people as long as they getting paid. Life works like that too. People are fucking lame as shit. For example, Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union's child. Yeah, see now, Zaya Wade. I have a good feeling that Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union are good role models in their child's life. Regardless of if you agree or disagree with kids identifying as something else other than who they originally were born as, because that's a whole nother subject that would probably get me fucking banned if people were to listen to what I thought on that. But it's just for me coming from a parent's perspective, and also from the perspective of, like I said, what I've been taught my whole life. If we haven't fully developed our brains or fully developed any other shit until we get into our 20s, why are we saying that it's okay for kids to identify as something else when they don't even understand what the fuck it is they want out of life yet? We letting kids, and I'm in full disclaimer, I don't give a fuck what you identify as an adult, or even from 15, 16 years old. At that point, a lot of people really do be knowing what the fuck they want to do, or knowing what, and have common sense enough to be moving around doing what it is they want to do. But if you're 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 11, 12, and you talking about you identify as something else, I have a feeling that most likely it came from the influences that you've seen on the internet. A lot of kids have been influenced by the internet because a lot of kids are raised by the internet. A lot of kids are raised with these phones and tablets and their computers, and what they see, because we're in also a generation where things trend and where things are hot and where things are moving and popular. where people will literally follow along with trends. See, now we have to also remember that these kids in this generation now, kids that were born in the 2000s, early or late 2000s, and now coming up and are like 15, 16 years old, they didn't deal with how people reacted to gay people back in the 90s and 80s and the 70s, even early 2000s, around like 2000, between 2000, 2005 and 8 and shit. They didn't have to deal with the long-term effects of how the hate for the LGBT community was really like. So they don't see that, you know, they don't hold no fear like that when it comes to what they want to identify as, or if they say that they're gay or bi or lesbian, whatever. And that's just in my opinion, just based off of how life has gone. You know what I'm saying? It's way more accepted now. So of course people aren't going to think about the fact that they really are feeling this way. They feel like, all right, well, you know what? It's hot. It's cool. These people are getting recognized for it. They getting likes for it. They getting retweets. They YouTube blowing up. Their careers blowing up, all because they saying that they gay or they trans or they bi or they just whatever. They coming out, having these come out stories. And it's another thing. Like, I see that on Twitter every day. At least once or twice a week, somebody's tweet about how they came out is going viral. And to me, I don't think coming out is important anymore because of how widely accepted it is. Why are people still announcing that they're coming out? And I also get the fact that these people have families, and some of these people have families that still haven't accepted or don't even tolerate that shit. So it's harder for them to come out. But like I said, this is something that is widely accepted now. I don't see it being that hard for people to come out and identify as whatever it is that they identifying as. But it's a thing for people to come out. I don't want to have to be in this realm of confusion anymore. Like, yo, be who you are, be that, and that's it. Like, there should be no extra shit behind it unless I'm missing something. Let me read some of these comments. Lady Aries said, this agenda... let me turn this fan on. It's hot in this motherfucker. Lady Aries said, this agenda is pushed on these kids early on. They are taught by the adults, parents, guardians, adoptive, etc., to look toward this direction of being something they are not. Influence is a motherfucker. Kid at Heart said, I don't either. I really don't care what they do. I got way more real shit to worry about. Long as they not in my way to being great, I don't care. Facts. AP said, I'm not supporting no surgeries. Yeah, that's a separate topic from if your kid, that's what at first, see, I'm not that hip on all this shit. I don't roll in that community, so I don't know all the ins and outs of shit. But when I thought being transgender meant you can just identify something, that you didn't necessarily have to get surgery or anything like that to like change who you are. But I guess transformation, I guess that's what it means, unless I'm wrong. Or like transitioning, as far as like you're just transitioning from being from labeling yourself as a male to a female. I don't fucking know. But if it comes down to surgeries, that'd have to be a real fucking conversation. Because to put it in this perspective, a lot of people have gotten plastic surgery, okay? Fake ass, fake titties, new nose, cheeks, chin, forehead, eyelashes, eyeballs, fingernails, all types of shit. And then later on down the road, complications hit, or either they didn't like the shit and they had to get it, or they wanted to get it removed. Some people couldn't get it removed because of the simple fact that it got too bad. Like, imagine being someone who identified you were a male and then you wanted to become a woman. You transitioned and you did the full transition. Now you chopped your shit off and you got something else there. Imagine 5-10 years down the road when you just wish you could get hard. Like, you really at that point would have to be so disconnected from your shit to the point where you want to cut it off. And that's in my opinion, my straight opinion. That's my straight opinion. Maybe I'm ignorant to the shit, but nigga, you'd have to really be disconnected and really hate your shit for you to be like, you know what? It's gotta go. Or genuinely believe that you are a woman trapped in a man's body and you do not want this penis. That's forever, and I honestly do not care who gets mad at this. That forever has been the one head scratcher to me, because I love my shit, and I don't know about anybody else, but I've never had a moment in my life where I was like, you know what? Maybe I should cut this shit off. And yeah, you'd be like, well, yeah, because you're straight and you like women, you like fucking. Okay, I get that, but maybe am I going too far? Am I going too far? Am I asking too many questions? Please let me know if I'm off. I'm just trying to figure, because of course you got so many questions, man, as a straight male who wants to understand shit, because I don't want to be ignorant to shit, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, certain things be throwing me off. Certain things be throwing me off, man. He said cat in the hat. Jesus Christ. Children are impressionable. They know what they doing. They are. Kids are very impressionable. That's what I mean by parenting, man. If your parenting is solid, you ain't got to worry about your kids. It's so easy to end. Like, I don't think people understand, from the time your kid is born up until the time your kid is a teenager, they are soaking up everything. They're learning everything. They're meeting new friends. They're discovering new things. They're discovering themselves. This is all a learning process and shit that will stick with them for life. So if you have a certain idea for your child, which I think that's another thing America is trying to get away from with people, like I said, they don't want parents to parent anymore. The society and social media wants it to be them parenting your children. So they try to take away your ideologies and your lessons and things you want to teach your children. If I'm telling you that I don't want my child in school, in elementary school, and y'all got a whole segment of like a school just got in trouble for playing sexual visuals to try to teach kids about the LGBTQ community, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. And that's the thing. Even if it wasn't about the LGBTQ community, if this was some straight sex shit, why are they playing it? To try to teach kids about a certain sexual orientation. This isn't sex ed where you have to learn about the penis and the vagina and how a baby's born and all that other shit. And I had to watch that video in middle school of a woman giving birth. Man, look, we not talking about that. We talking about you trying to teach kids about what's gay, lesbian, bi, and all that shit. You don't need sexual images for that. All you're doing is putting an image inside kids' heads for them to follow, in my opinion. Kid at Heart said, coming out is wild to me. The only people who you should want to tell is your family and friends. Other than that, it's nobody business what you do. What with if they see y'all out, they just see you. Yeah, that's true. Questioning is a sign of intelligence. Yeah, I have questions I want answers to, man. I'm not in this community, man. I only see what I see, and I react to that. I almost feel like a white man that looking at Black Lives Matter right now. I feel like a white man in the suburbs who lives in a beautiful house away from the city, surrounded by other whites, watching the television and watching people go crazy over something I can't understand. That's how I feel. But unlike them, I'm willing to learn. I'm not out here just like, fuck what y'all talking about. Yeah, shouldn't resist it. Shouldn't have resisted, bub. Still be alive. Doesn't matter your skin color, man. I don't see skin color, man. I only see one thing, and that's human beings. Shut the fuck up. Corn Steven says, I'll put money on this. No dude who is hitting the back of some coochie is getting their shit cut off. These are dudes with micro penises. That's why they don't care. I can't say that about all of them, man. That's just funny because I've obviously thought about that as well. Like, these niggas just got real small dicks, and they're just like, you know what? There's no use for this. I don't want to have to explain this all the time. I don't want to have to explain this shit. I'm just gonna chop it off. There's no reason to have it. Ladies Aries said, no questions are valid. We want to learn. What the fuck are we up against? Yeah. Yeah, but they take away critical race theory. Yeah, of course. And that goes with that narrative. The I don't see race narrative. See, when you call people out for so long for the shit that they doing, now all of a sudden you don't see race. Now all of a sudden you Stevie Wonder to my skin, nigga. The fuck? Come on, man. That's wild. You always have to see skin color when you live in this country, man. AP said they need to make laws to protect straight men from transgender women. Yo ass is crazy. Ben Slim said, call me whatever phobic if you willing to go cut that off. You're psychotic and delusional. Hey, man. Like I said, that's something I'll never understand as to like somebody wanting to cut their junk off, man. But hey, man, that is a lifelong decision that motherfuckers got to deal with, man. Not me. Black Man America said, I always say, do it the white way, not the right way. You'll see what's really going on. For real. Nah, you just had to sit back real quick and watch from a distance. Like, I don't really understand what's going on over there, but I can sure give my opinion about it. That's basically how I feel. I'm gonna give my opinion about this because I have a notion of what I feel like is going on over there. You see those black people over there that's looting and rioting and marching over there? Yeah, they're doing it because they don't know how to act. Yeah, they're always resisting the police. They're always causing a ruckus, smoking what do you call it? Zaza. Is that what they call it now? Smoking Zaza with all their friends. You know what? You guys deserve it. You deserve that city. Stay in Minneapolis and defund the police and watch how fucked up your lives become. Ha! There we go. I said it. I had the solution. We gonna make my cottage cheese sandwich and go give my overweight wife a back rub. Not the little meat theory. The Cat in the Hat says, so critical race theory is basically telling the truth about American past. Yeah. And because we live in a place where they try their best to hide from it or put it in the back burner or try to forget about it or try to downplay it, this is the reason why they do shit like that. People hate to face their own reality. Certain people, I got to watch what I say because YouTube be fucking doing weird shit to my channel. But certain people like to hide from the past even though they have us celebrate their past every year in multiple months. Multiple different months, multiple different celebrations, multiple different holidays. Celebrating their past, their heritage, but want to forget and put ours on the back burner because they'd have to look in the mirror. They'd have to go back and figure out which one in their family. See, that's another thing. We doing Ancestry.com. How many white people you know found out that they counterparts used to own slaves? How many people y'all know? None. You want to know why? Because they did not tell you. You know what they did tell you instead? I got a little bit of Native American in me. I got a little bit of African American in me. They'll tell you what they mix with, but they ain't gonna tell you who these people were in their family. Not one person, not one white person I know has gotten the Ancestry.com back and revealed the fact that they got a massa for a great, 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 great granddaddy or uncle. None of them. And they know they do. That's the crazy part. They know they do. We ain't got to look at your Ancestry.com. We know you do. It's just we don't know which one of y'all for sure. And that is exactly why black people need reparations. Anyway, Ron Brown said, when a grown man with a wig can follow your 9-year-old daughter into a restroom, scratching my damn head, not while I'm alive. Yeah, now that's the question we have to start asking ourselves. That's why I say make the extra room, make the extra bathroom, make the extra locker room, because nobody is going to know this person's real intentions. A whole nigga with a beard and hair and dressed like he just came off of a bender at the local Klansman bar can walk into a spa, and I'm not saying this is what happened here, but I'm just saying this is a situation. Can walk into a spa and be like, I identify as a woman, show me to the women's locker room. And because of the rules that they have in place now, they can't question that man. They can't try to validate that. There's nothing about that they can do besides say, all right, ma'am, well, right this way. And there'd be Butch Cassidy sitting in the women's locker room with his meat out, looking at overage and underage girls, talking about what? What? What's the problem? Why are you all screaming? I'm a woman. Like that's the line we're at. We're not at the questioning of whether somebody is transgender or not in general. We're talking about these specific instances when you have to mix people together and what it will be and how the fuck it'll actually turn out. Is this person really transgender? Is this person in here doing some weird shit? Who knows? We don't know. Make the extra bathroom, make the extra locker room, cut all that shit out. Just that simple. Lady Aries said, and then the name within itself, critical race theory. What the fuck is the theory in America's racism and history of white supremacy? Whew! Scratching my damn head. They say theory because they are trying to delete it. You're right. You're right. And I didn't even think about it like that. Calling it a theory. Here's my theory on what happened to blacks. I think my theory is they were enslaved, but it wasn't that bad. They said it was over 400 years, but it's not like we weren't feeding them. It's not like we weren't giving them a place to sleep. I don't know. Yeah. We violated, some of their people. We killed them, beat them, and sodomized them, and all time. But this is 400 years. This is 400 years. It's my theory. They're okay. My theory is they're okay. They're fine. It's 2021. Who in 21 had to endure slavery, huh? Come on. Let's go get a drink, pal. Come on, man. It's not a theory. This is facts. This shit actually happened to people. And then another fact is that they're trying to have this shit erased. They don't want us to talk about it. Black man said, yo, somebody said Master P is the greatest rapper because he's the only black man that has whites calling him master. Yo, that is a fact. Shout out to Master P, the legend. Wonder Man said, I used to tell all the women at work I'm gay, makes them more comfortable. You be at work talking about you gay when you not, just to be when they walk in like, ooh, girl, your ass look good. Meanwhile, you in your head talking about some, yeah, that ass look good as fuck, bitch. Yeah. Come over here, let me touch it. Let me just touch it. I don't like women. Let me just touch a little bit. Nigga touching booty talking about some. Oh yeah, girl, yeah. Nigga, you Wonder Man, you wild. Captain has said the word theory, no bueno. You right. Black man America, what they gonna say? Black people are the longest known American workers. Yeah, and then tried to pass off that niggas was lazy. That shit always killed me. That narrative always killed me. The black people are lazy narrative. Bro, if black people are lazy, it's because our ancestors blessed us to be like, yo, sit your ass down. We have been giving this country free work, free labor, our lives and our souls for centuries. Y'all ain't gotta do the most. Y'all can chill out. If anything. And even then, don't you ever in your life mumble the words lazy about motherfuckers who ancestors built this country. Nigga, we still on vacation from being set free. That's what it should have been. That's what it's supposed to be. Why you think they ain't give us reparations? They still wanted black people to be working citizens. They still wanted us to bust our ass to help continue to build this country, not to sit back and reap what we sowed for everything that happened. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why we haven't got reparations, because they know we chilling. Hold on. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Sorry, I had to check something on my phone. My bad, y'all. Excuse me. Just gotta handle this for 1 second. There we go. And we are good. Shout out to y'all, man. I had other topics in here, man. We were gonna talk about. I'm gonna get to them real quick because they're not subjects to be stayed on too long. But the George Floyd statue, man, that of course it got defaced because we have people out here that are mad about their genocidal, racist, bigoted, rapist, murdering heroes being defaced and torn down over the past year. They hate that. And they don't want to see a drug addict who's getting arrested by the police look like a martyr. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. And the contradictions within it all, talking about not making a criminal a statue. Every fucking statue that exists in America is of a criminal. Every single one of them. Every statue that you uplift, that you praise, that you hold in high regard, that person is a criminal. That person did some fucked up shit. How dare we as America feel like anybody in this country who we hold at high regard is someone that is a good person? We idolize false gods. These are not the people to put on a pedestal. And what happened to George Floyd, we saw that in 4K. That man didn't deserve to die, and he sparked a revolution around the country. I don't give a fuck what he did. If somebody wants to put a statue up of him, a person that was killed for no reason at all, put as many up as you want to. Because they force us to look at the same people who hated us in statue form. They want us to never forget their history but disrespect and want to put ours in the back where nobody can hear it. Put our shit in the nosebleeds while their history is put on the floor to watch the game. Comfortable. This type of stuff is going to happen. Yeah, I mean, it's not like we couldn't see it happening. It's not like we didn't see it coming. As soon as I heard they were putting a George Floyd statue up, I was like, oh yeah, shit's gonna be fucked up in the next, I don't know, couple hours. But that doesn't take away from the justice that he got. It doesn't take away from what happened. It doesn't take away from the facts of the entire situation. It don't take away from nothing. It's just people who are mad, racist, bigoted, dumb as hell, who feel like there's still no place in this country for people that look like you and me. And we're going to continue to deal with these type of people, but always remember who we are and what we do, what we stand for, and what we provide for this country. We give it everything and they take it all. This country don't move without us. Take it how the fuck you want. Rest in peace, George Floyd, and everybody after that. Now, last but not least, while we've been on the LGBTQ conversation, we're going to talk about this real quick before we get out of here. First of all, the cat has said facts. Rehab is good and bad. It's good you getting help, but at the same time, if anything happens to you afterwards, people can say, he relapsed. She back on that shit. It was them drugs. Yeah, you're right. Lady Aries said, but I think they also did it as a symbolism piece to avoid giving us reparations. Kind of like, give them a statue. They'll shut them up. Yeah, but shit, niggas ain't gonna forget reparations. Niggas love money. I don't give a fuck how many statues you build. I don't care how many Black Lives Matter signs you put up. Cut the check, fam. Cut the check. Cut the check. That's it. Now, I heard a lot of people talking about Lil Nas X performance, and I honestly only have a little bit to say about this because I'm tired of this nigga coming up in conversation for doing shit we know he's going to do. Lil Nas X is gay, fam. He's gay. All right? Lil Nas X is gay. He's going to be doing gay shit. If he performs with a bunch of niggas on stage, most likely some gay shit is going to happen. Why are we still surprised that Lil Nas X is gay? I don't get it. I don't get it. We see a person we know is gay doing gay shit and be like, hold the fuck up. Like, be like, yo, if you notice, and then people who hate the shit will sit there and tune in. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Lady said, Lady Aries is on it and it will work for, you replying to Lady Aries. Never mind, my bad. Trauma said, man, Tyler, the Creator, ain't pushing that agenda, so mainstream media wants us to forget about him. Yeah, see, that's why, and that's another thing. That's why I fuck with Tyler, man. Like, if people don't know, man, Tyler is literally one of my favorite artists ever, bro. I'm a big fan of Tyler. I got to meet the brother one time. Dude is cool as shit. I mean, I've been following the dude since the beginning of his career, so the fact that all the shit came out later on when everybody's like, oh, wait, Tyler's gay? It's like, niggas been knew that. He just never said no shit about it. You know what I'm saying? But Tyler doesn't push it. Like, he's not out here, like, telling people, like, yo, like, look at me, I'm gay, and I need you to know I'm gay, and I need you to. Tyler, he doesn't give a fuck what you think of that, and I think that's the ideal, in my opinion, that's the ideal person you wanna map your shit off of. Don't give a fuck about what people think about you, man. Live in your truth, live and be who you are, bro. You don't have to broadcast it everywhere. You don't have to say who you are every time. You don't have to dress a certain type of way to let people know you are. If you said it and you be in it, that's what you are. I think a lot of people have to feel like they have to go the extra mile sometimes to get their point across. And I understand it from a certain standpoint, because when things are going on, and for the people that are going to sit up here and try to say I'm trying to fucking compare black people's struggles to LGBTQ struggles, I'm not. What I'm saying is I can understand just from certain things that I've gone through as a black man, and I have common sense enough to know about how people hate motherfuckers. I'm not going to sit up here and judge you about how you move, especially if you feel like you need to be more loud about something, especially if I don't know your past. Maybe something happened to you. Maybe you was getting beat up. Maybe you was being silenced, and now you living in your truth, want to be free and want to shout it out to the fucking mountains. That's cool. But I'm not, but there are some people out there who just feel like they have to do certain things to let people know what they are, when it's like, yo, you can just live your life and not give a fuck. Is Tyler openly gay? Tyler is openly bi. Tyler is openly bisexual. He likes men and women. And me being a straight male, and like I said, me being somebody who understands who I am and I'm not worried about anybody else's life in that way, I can listen to the music. I can enjoy the music. I can appreciate him as an artist. He can be one of my favorite artists, in my top 10 favorite artists ever, without me feeling some type of way about his sexual orientation, bro. Tyler can go out here and smash dudes and girls. Just because I'm a fan of him doesn't mean I got to go do the same thing too. And that's another thing that we talked about earlier as part of influences. I think Tyler knows that he has a large influence. So like, if you see Tyler on the red carpet at the BET Awards, nobody's going to look at him and be like, this nigga doing gay shit. It's just him being him. Now, there was a picture of him and Jack Harlow holding hands on the red carpet. But hey. But if you see Lil Nas X dressed like this, there's gonna be a kid out there who probably isn't even gay and being like, well, if he can dress like that at the BET Awards and be cool with it, I want to dress that way and I want to feel this way. And it's an influence that comes with it, regardless of if you don't even mean to do that. You always have to remember your position as somebody who is prominent in the industry, who has a large fan base. You will always be influential to the people who are a fan of you. And the people who are a fan of you want to move the same way as you. There's so many people out here right now. And I know a lot of y'all in the comments will feel the same type of way. If you are a diehard fan of somebody, you love somebody's music, you love what they do, some of the things in your life, you're going to kind of follow behind that. You see this shit on my neck? This OF chain? You see this OF chain? This is Odd Future. This is Tyler, the Creator's group, organization, where they started, all that shit. I'm a fan of that. So what I did was I copped a OF piece because they have been influential in my life as far as me being an artist and as far as me being somebody like Tyler who doesn't give a fuck about what people think and how people or what else people are doing. I'm about trying to succeed in my own way, in my own right, my own lane. This is what that represents when I put it on. So like I said, being a fan, a lot of people will do certain things or support you in a certain way. You always have to remember you are an influential being, whether or not you want to influence these kids or not. You're doing it by default, just based off of the fact that you are famous. So you have to remember that, man. And I think people actually are kind of going a little too crazy on Lil Nas X personally. Like that Montero shit, yeah, that shit was whack. That shit was stupid. That shit was weird. It was dumb as fuck. And all for the reasons why I feel like it was dumb as fuck. Just like I'm not no Satan worshiping ass nigga. And regardless of what his reasoning was for doing it, because I heard he had a different reason and whatever bullshit reason he had. I don't give a fuck what nobody says in this industry. If you are using Satan as imagery in your shit and making it look like it's celebratory, I'm not fucking with you because I don't fuck with Satan. Satan ain't out here helping me progress. Satan ain't giving me no blessings. Satan ain't helping me motivate myself to strive out here. That's not what I'm into. So that's why I feel the way I feel about Lil Nas X. I don't give a fuck if he out here sucking 100 dicks. That's what he want to do. That Satan shit, miss me with that. Miss me with that. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. And the shoe rollout, like, get the fuck, like, this nigga tried to say that he did the shit because of how people would view him and how he was, or whatever the fuck. He basically tried to make it out as like, oh, people think I'm gay, or people try to have a problem with me being gay. No, people have a problem with Satan. People have a problem with Satan, fam. And you was on there twerking on Satan and doing a bunch of weird shit. So that was just, that's not, get that shit away from me. But he performed on the BET Awards and people had a problem with it because he kissed the dude at the end. Man, shut the fuck up. This nigga Lil Nas X is gay and he gonna do gay shit. Quit being surprised by it. I'm tired of hearing about Lil Nas X doing gay shit when niggas know he's been gay for fucking 2 years now, or whatever, how long he's been out. I'm tired of it, man. Leave that shit out of the tabloids, fam. Leave it out the tabloids. It's over with. Now, GMS family, if you are watching this video right now, if you are tuned in, I need you to leave a GMS in the chat right now. And if you are watching and you haven't entered the chat, I need you to enter the chat and post that GMS, because I'm about to shout out everybody's name before I get up out of here. Y'all already know what time it is. GMS family, we've been striving, man. We've been doing this, man. We really been getting it in, man. We really been trying to improve. YouTube's not fucking me up no more. They not trying to shadow ban me anymore. So I'm starting to get more looks slowly but surely. I'm gonna need y'all help though, because GMS fam, you already know what's going on. If you support this channel, man, share this channel. Let your people know about it. Put it on your socials. Say, yo, the GMS show is great. I tune in every week. And we need y'all to continue to support, man. Also, if you want to support, hit a nigga Cash App if you feeling like you want to leave a blessing. And if you also want to follow me on my socials, I'll follow everybody back. I got my links up on my socials, so you can go and follow that link tree. Get some GMS merch. Get you a shirt, get you a jersey, get you a rolling tray. Go listen to them GMS albums, those beat tapes, all that shit, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Let me shout y'all names out, man. We going to the top. Put that GMS in the chat if you haven't. We got Brim Dog, we got Lady Aries, we got Ben Slim, we got Black Man America, Sean Harris, Kid at Heart, Wonder Man, the Cat in the Hat, Player for Life, aka AP of the 3Gs podcast. My nigga, what's happening? B Skrills. Yeah. Oh, I lost it for a second. There we go. JR Miller in this motherfucker, my moderator. What's happening, bro? Eternal Umbra. I ain't seen your name in a minute. Welcome back, brother. Corin Stevens. Hey. Ron Brown. Habitual pull-uppers. Trauma in this motherfucker. Who we got down here with the GMS's in the chat, man? Look at y'all. Y'all niggas on fire. That's one of my favorite parts of scrolling back down y'all names to shout y'all out to see some of the comments y'all put. That shit is great. Yeah. He said free Larry Hoover. You're right. Dab. Is it dab time? It is dab time. It's dab time. GMS family, man, thank y'all so much for tuning in and fucking with me, man. The habitual pull-uppers, GMS family, thank y'all so much. We are going to return here Wednesday. So pull up on me, man, and tell your peoples about it. When we go live, you make sure you share that shit. Don't just enter in. Don't just come to the channel. When you see I go live, you hit that share button and you send it to your people. You let them know to tune in and join in on the conversation, man. Shout out to y'all, man. GMS family, love y'all, man. Marvin Thomas, I see you. Let's go.